I went to Elk Lake. I went to Susquehanna Career and Technology Center. I was the first class to go through it, and
You
that's
told
my
me
claim to fame. I think it's pretty cool.
It was 80,
85, I think we started. We graduated 88. Yep. So we had 3 years. First year was electrical, and I always thought I wanted to be an electrician.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next year was plumbing with just a light emphasis on heating, and the next 2 years, and I really liked the plumbing.
Yeah.
It was actually cleaner. There was new houses then, so
Mm-hmm.
you weren't really getting into old pipes.
Yeah.
As I transitioned through the decades, I found I liked repair plumbing better than new
Mm-hmm.
construction. And no, Elk Lake was a good start for me, a great start.
Yeah.
But what I found out is I'm more of a marketing person.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a marketing person that just happens to do
Yeah.
heating and air.
Yeah, so the business aspect isn't made for everybody, but you were definitely, the business was always meant for you.
Right.
The business of it, yeah.
And for most guys, it is not. So many people fail. And that's one of the problems with the Votex. They tell the kids that, hey, you can have your own business someday. Be your own person, your own boss.
Yeah.
Well, you're not your own boss when you start a business. You've just given all that freedom away. When you work for somebody, you work for that guy or gal, and you work for that customer. And they're the only two people you really answer to. When you own a business, you got to talk to the bank, the accountant, your supply houses, and you work for your supply houses. We're number 6 in New York State for train heating and cooling, which is number 1 in the world.
Yeah.
They come in every year and tell me how much I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to keep that train logo, and I do, because they really support me well, I have to do X for them. And I think it's intimidating to these younger kids to hear that, oh, you can go out and start your own business. I think in the back of their mind, they do know that there's a lot more to owning my own business than there is going out and fixing technicians, work for a company, make as much money or more than the owner. Because there's not many guys doing this anymore, or girls.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, you mentioned on the phone call that it's the most in-demand career, one of the most.
It is.
Now hiring.
We've had these up now
Hey,
for
look at that! Wow.
we've had these up for a week now, and they're on their trucks. We're at supply houses. We're in stores. We're all over town. There's been 0 calls.
Wow.
Okay, and that will probably be that way. You just when you put out an ad looking for a trained technician, they don't exist. There's none. So imagine if you went to Elk Lake School, the Susquehanna Career and Technology Center School. I have a hard time with that. You go through that program, and it gives you a foundational skill. And even if you go for mechanics, the body shop, the small engine repair, it doesn't matter which one, because they all have the same stuff, the same abilities that we're using out in the field as heating and air conditioning technicians. You get that foundational skill. Now you take that skill and you go over to Johnson Tech, which is just down the road. It's so easy to do. And because now you've decided, hey, I want to do heating and air conditioning. They have the perfect spot for those people to go. And you get that 2 years in, you're going to have so much opportunity of somebody letting you in the door. But you're still going to be fighting to get in the door.
Yeah.
But you get 5 years under your belt working for a company, you can go anywhere. You want to anywhere. We're not going to let you leave the table. You come in here to talk to us and you've got a good, positive attitude, you're not leaving this table until we figure out what we're going to pay you.
So, in relation to the experience in the technology, how important do you think those interview skills are? Like, just having a positive attitude, having soft skills, knowing how to communicate. How would you say, how much more important is that than the technology?
That's more important to me. I'm looking to hire who, not what. And I know you know heating and air conditioning. I know you've been doing this for 5 years. I know you've been able to run some service calls and you got some tools. That's great. But do you have the personality? Are you the person that's going to go into my customer's house and thrill them with your personality and your ability? Yeah. Is when you leave my customer's house, are they going to feel comfortable with the fact that if this thing breaks down in 2-3 hours after you left, is this guy going to come back and fix it? And do I trust him to come back into the home and fix it? And it's your attitude that's going to purvey that. That's what they're going to feel. It's more emotion than anything, because they're going to call you angry, even if it's not your fault, I mean, their heat just went out, it's 0 out, and
Yeah.
they don't know what to do, they have never had to call a heating company. Do you have the soft skills to show up, calm them, let them know you got it, they're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Do the job, and just leave them thrilled with who you are.
Mm.
So when we talk to somebody, we wanna know who they are first.
Yeah.
So if, I recommend to these younger kids that are going into the trades too, start a Facebook page, but have it be an illusion. You know, show the positive stuff that you're doing. If there's anything negative or anything you're upset about, or stuff that you just shouldn't be doing, don't put it on there.
Yeah.
But put
Because
the good,
it lasts forever. It
Yeah.
really does.
have it be your diary of, which is public,
Yeah.
of your training of, hey, I just went to Mr. Reinhardt's class today, and he actually showed us a video of him putting together a sink trap, and he wears a camera on his head. He's got videos of every job going. That is amazing. But put that on your page that day, and build your page during those 3 years of that stuff, and then stuff that you're doing with your family and stuff, and who you are, because we're looking at it. You send me a resume, I'm going to look you up on Facebook. And if I don't see you on Facebook, I'm kind of wondering at that point, does this person have a personality that that they're outgoing and they're willing to talk to people and have fun with people? I just can't gauge anything if they don't. Where a lot of times if they do have one, it's like, oh. No, don't put that. We don't want to see that.
What advice would you give to a younger student who is struggling to make it in the technology world, in the career and technology world? Like if they were going to Johnson College, what would you tell them to convince them to make it through and, see the light at the end of the tunnel?
With any job that takes skill, you're going to peak and you're going to valley. And so when you first go in, you're going to be climbing that ladder, it's going to feel good.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, maybe a month or two into it, you're going to be, I don't feel anything happening here. And it's going to be all the way through your trade. I still have my valleys, because now my trade now is the business side of it. And when you valley out, you just got to just keep going through. Either you got to push through the issue, or just let it ride.
Yeah.
Just let it ride. And before you know it, you'll be up that hill and you don't even know that you've accomplished it. So, if the problem is, taking the tests, you need to find another way to take the tests. I don't test well. I have a hard time testing. So when I took my EPA test, that was one where I had flashcards all over the place. Yeah. And every day I was going back to those flashcards. If it's learning voltage and understanding circuits, there's so much out there on YouTube to help you get through those classes. There's no excuse for not being able to get to that school today. The help is there. And if you want the help, there's so many of us that are going to wrap our arms around you and help you. We're going to pull you through that, because very few want the help. They don't care. So if you're a young person, guy or gal, because this is an industry, I think you're going to see a lot of girls doing this, and I hope so. And you're trying, call us.
Yeah.
We're here to help you.
I want to gear back kind of more towards the programs that you offer for high school students and college students like Brian Pernatus. Just talk about how you are here to help students and how you are trying to get them interested in HVAC and heating and air and everything.
Okay. So Brian came along through a conversation I was able to have with him and his mom, and they weren't really sure about the field. So we offered a ride along. Just hop in the truck with us, try it out, see what you think. And I take it he liked it. And he went with our service manager, Phil Gerald, who also went to Susquehanna Career and Technology School. And he spent a day with him, and now he has got himself in line to go to Johnson Tech. And what we're going to do is we're going to employ him through the summer. He's going to go to school. The next summer we'll employ him again. He'll go to school, and hopefully the next summer he'll just stay with us.
Yeah.
And we hope to keep doing that as we find young men and ladies from that school that are interested. I want the kids out of that school.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of pride sitting there. So if I can keep gathering some kids out of that school, and we can create something where, this year it's one kid, maybe next year it's 2 kids. Maybe 5 years we're at the point where, hey, half the classes, they're coming to Arctic Bear. You know, they're guaranteed a spot with us if they're trying.
Mhm.
If Mr. Reinhardt said this kid is trying, they want to do this, they're at school every day, they finish their projects, they're always positive, well, they got a job here. Well, they don't have a job here, they got a career here.
How would you go about inspiring a kid who is at Susquehanna Career and Technology who isn't trying, who isn't very inspired about what they're doing? How would you try to, I don't know, spark that, light in them?
That's a tough question, because I was that kid.
So how would you...
Now we're getting into the truth here, huh? I was a kid that would roll under the house and take a nap, and it didn't hit me until I was 28. A lot of kids are there, and I was there, my maturity level wasn't ready for it. And so you're that kid, you're there, your maturity level's not ready for it. Just try to soak up as much as you can. I mean, you're there 3-4 hours a day. That's it. Just soak up as much as you can. Get through it. It's just a foundational skill. They're not really putting a lot on you there, but they're giving you things that once your maturity catches up, you're gonna think, oh my goodness, I know a lot.
Yeah.
And when I went, it was a tough course. When I went, there was a lot of notes. You were learning a lot. When I hit about 28 years old, I was shocked. It dawned on me, like, wait, this is all the stuff that I was learning in high school when I was 14, 15 years old. And I know quite a bit.